Hello everyone. In today's video we will be learning about the population of India, which is the last chapter of our class 9 geography. So let's begin. Population size and density. So as we know, India is the 7th largest country in the world, but at present India is the largest country having the highest amount of population, that is 1.4 billion. So let's understand, the India constitutes about almost 3% of the land available on the planet Earth, but it constitutes about 20% of the population living on this planet, that is somewhere around 1.45 billion. And it's not like that this 1.45 billion population is divided or spreaded across the country in a uniform way. It is having like a very differentiating penetration or availability around the pockets. Let's understand it more by the map. So as you can see, these pockets of Bihar and West Bengal are colored in red. The reason behind that is the density of population on per square kilometer scale is very high in these two states. When we go to the states like Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, so in these states the population density is a bit lower than that of Bihar and West Bengal, but still the number or the density is pretty much high. The Uttar Pradesh as a state has a distinction of being the most populous state of India, having population in the range of somewhere around 23 million or 23 lakh. Okay. Other than that, when it comes to the state which are colored in this sky blue shade in the central and the southern central pocket and the northeastern, these are the states which are having the average value, or I should say they are not highly dense, they are not less dense, they are moderately dense states. So the population among these states is not that much high. And when we come to these states which are colored in the purple, these states are having a less density, leading to which justifies that the population count is pretty much low in these states. And the least among the least lies in the pockets of Jammu and Kashmir, Leh, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram and Sikkim. So the state of Sikkim has a distinction of being the least populated state, also being the least densely populated state. Okay, moving ahead, let's understand how these figures grow. So the population growth and process of population change, let's understand that. So there are few important things which we should get into our mind, that is the birth rate, the death rate and the migration. Starting with birth rate. So the birth rate refers to the number of childs taking birth per 1,000 individuals in a year. So this signifies newly born children in a country or in a region at a scale of 1,000 individuals. The death rate is just the opposite. It's the number of people died on the scale of per 1,000 individuals in a geography or in a country. That refers to the death rate. Let's understand the migration. So it's like migration is the movement of people from a place to another place. Let's understand it with an example, a short example. Suppose this is a geographic pocket A and this is a geographic pocket B. This place is having 5,000 people living in it and this place is having 3,000 people living in it. What happens over the period of 5 years? It happens that 1,500 people migrate or move by leaving A for B. This will create a change in the population graph of dynamic. So the new population of A will become 3.5, like 3,500, and the population of B will become 4.5 or 4,500. So this migration, if it is happening in the two pockets of a same country, then it is called internal migration. But when this migration is happening between two different countries, then it is called international migration. So basically, if A and B are two states of India, like Uttar Pradesh or Haryana or Maharashtra or Telangana, then it will be termed as internal migration. But if A and B are two countries like India and the United States, then it will be called international migration. Moving ahead, let's try to understand population growth and processes of population change. So in this table, we can see the census until 2011. The census was always implemented by the government of India within a time interval of minimum 11 years. Okay. So in 1951, the total population of India was 361 million. Okay. In 61, it rose to 439. In 1971, it became 548. In 81, it became 683. In 91, it became 846. In 2001, it became 1028, which means 1,028 million. In 2011, it was 1210, that is 1.2 billion. All right. So based on this change, so this figure refers to this minus this. So we can say, and we can understand that on an average, the rate of population increase was continuously in a positive direction from 1951 until 2001. And after 2001 to 2011, it was a minor dip. As you can see, the growth during the 1991 and 2001 period was 182 millions. But in the 2001 to 2011, it was just 181.4 million. Okay. This one gives us an annual growth rate percentage. So what happens in that? We do the calculation by subtracting from the new figures, like the old figures subtracted from the new figures upon new figures into 100. For example, let's take this number A, this number B. So if we want to find the annual growth rate percentage, what we will be doing, we will be doing B minus A by B into 100. So this will give us annual growth rate, which is mentioned in this column of the table. All right. Adolescent population. What does the term adolescent means? It refers to the age group in a population which lies between 18 until 35. So the distinction, even after being the most populous country on this planet Earth with India, is that it has the biggest adolescent population, which means the population which is ready to work, which will definitely going to contribute to the economy, will fuel the growth of the country. So in the long run, on the other hand, when the China, by adopting a one-child policy, they saw a decline in the adolescent age, India is having the biggest chunk of adolescent age, which will be driving their growth. So it's like it means that high adolescent population will help in increased growth, increased workforce, and these are the younger population, so it will also help us in what should I say, lowering down the average age of the country. All right, moving ahead, national population policy. So this population policy was basically introduced in 2000 by the government of India. So let's understand what does it contain or it had for the population or the individuals living in the mainland India. So the planning of families would improve individual health and welfare. So what does this point mean? If you are a newlywed couple and you are thinking of having your family, so you should plan it out in order to have a proper or a smooth life. What I mean, let's understand it from example. Suppose X and Y are husband and wife and they are planning to have children. So if X and Y together are earning 1 lakh per month, suppose, so if they have one children, then they can easily accommodate all the requirements of their children. But if they will have 2 children, then they will have to split their resources, be it monetary, be it on the parental level, be it at anything. So this will reduce the chance, like get a downfall of attention or the proper resource management for an individual. Suppose if this was the child, he was a single child, he will get all the resources, he will get a good schooling, he will get good education, he will be grown up with a more care and more personality development. But when the picture has another child, so the resources will be diverted. So suppose if he was a single child of the parents and they have their salaries increasing with the time, so he will get a good school. But when there are 2 children, they will have to think about spending their money on both the children equally, so that there is no discrimination among them. So this is what this policy means. It will provide improvement in the individual's health and welfare. So welfare means it will help them in controlling their monetary budgeting, and in health, if there are only 3 individuals living, they will have a more healthy life than as compared to 4, because the resources will be easily available to them, and they will not have to worry about going to hospitals and things like that. Government of India initiated a comprehensive family planning program in 1952. So what the government of India was saying, that if as an ideal couple or as an ideal newlywed individual, you should have maximum 2 children, because by doing this you will not having a burden on yourself, neither you will create a burden on the natural resources and infrastructure. So the population will have an equal playing field or equal access to all the resources which are available for an Indian. So this was all. I hope you have learned a lot in this series. Looking forward to meet you in the next series. Until then, keep learning, keep hustling, and don't forget to subscribe the channel and share it among your friends. See you soon. Cheers.